In the late 1990s, all of the motor manufacturing assembly operations in New Zealand closed down. Since then, the country has relied solely on the importation of all its vehicle stock. Some of these imported vehicles are new, but up to 150,000 a year are used. Controlling the safety and legality of all imported vehicles is vital, and with thousands of used vehicles arriving every week, efficient and reliable processes are essential. The Imported Motor Vehicle Industry Association, VIA, is a business association that represents the imported motor vehicle industry. It has worked alongside the New Zealand government since 1988 to help develop one of the most robust and efficient systems in the world for the monitoring and controlling of the importation of used vehicles. This process ensures the safety, emissions, ownership and compliance standards of every used vehicle that enters the country. Japan is by far New Zealand's biggest supplier of used vehicles, accounting for 95% of the market. So for these vehicles, it makes sense that the New Zealand certification process begins in Japan. The journey starts at the auctions, where 97% of all vehicles are purchased. The auction process relies on a detailed car grading system, where independent inspectors examine and grade every auctioned vehicle for defects which are then noted on the auction sheet. Bidders buy vehicles unseen, and so the accuracy of the grading inspection is critical to the trust of buyers. The live auctions take place electronically, with the average auction lasting only a matter of seconds. Some auction houses have up to 20,000 vehicles at a time awaiting auction. After the auction, a car bound for New Zealand must go to an approved pre-shipping inspection centre. These are located at ports throughout Japan and are approved and regularly audited by the New Zealand Transport Agency and the Ministry for Primary Industries. The inspections are an essential part of the entry certification procedure and ensure that the system in Japan is as robust as in New Zealand itself. There are two inspections: the biosecurity inspection overseen by New Zealand's Ministry for Primary Industries and a structural screening inspection overseen by the New Zealand Transport Agency, both government agencies. The biosecurity check includes a full bio-clean of the car internally and externally. A structural inspection is completed at the same time. This includes recording the vehicle's identity, confirming it as right-hand drive, confirming the identity of the importer, recording the odometer reading, and any water, structural damage or rust. Any damage is noted, photographed, and uploaded directly onto the NZTA's database. An NZTA sticker is placed on the vehicle when it has completed its structural inspection, green for a pass or red for a damaged vehicle. Vehicles must have both the biosecurity and structural inspection stickers before they are released for export. While the pre-shipping inspections are carried out, the vehicle is deregistered with the Japanese transport authorities. This requires the surrender of the ownership papers, checking title and ownership, and the issue of an export certificate which is required before the vehicle is permitted to leave the country. On arrival in New Zealand, the vehicle first clears customs and then continues its rigorous inspection pathway with the entry certification, commonly referred to as compliance. This ensures that each vehicle that enters New Zealand adheres to its safety and environmental standards. Entry certification is carried out by an inspector from a government-appointed key service delivery partner. The entry certification procedure has two elements: a physical inspection of the vehicle and verification of the documentation to ensure it complies with all relevant manufacturing standards and specifications. As Japan does not use the ISO VIN system for identifying vehicles, a 17-character VIN number is generated for each vehicle. A VIN plate is embossed and attached to each car and etched by sandblasting it into the rear windscreen. The physical inspection involves partial disassembly and thorough inspection of the vehicle. In practical terms, the inspector examines the vehicle, checking for rust, previous structural repairs or structural damage. The brakes are disassembled and the rotors, brake drums and friction materials are measured before being tested. Exhaust emissions are tested and seat belts and anchorages are checked. If necessary, minor repairs will be carried out and the vehicle rechecked to ensure roadworthiness before any certification can be issued. If any structural repairs are required, such as bodywork or rust repairs, these must be independently certified by an NZTA-appointed repair certifier. Repair certifiers are completely independent of the compliance shops, a separation that helps to reinforce the integrity and independence of the importation process. It is at this stage, once a vehicle has completed these checks, that it is finally certified for entry and able to be registered for use on the road. The vehicle importation industry in New Zealand is worth an estimated $100 million a year, $80 million in Auckland alone, and employs thousands of highly trained people from the inspectors through to the repair mechanics. The process has been streamlined and perfected over the years to ensure that it is not only robust and efficient, but that the New Zealand public can have confidence in the safety of the cars they drive.